Well, folks, what's happening? Welcome to Mentality Monsters. Today's episode proudly sponsored by Our Kings Comps. We'll hear more about them later on in the episode. And just a disclaimer again from the previous episode, I don't support Millwall. Just won a Millwall top. I got it, 25 quid. Don't blame me on it. I know they're fucking mental, but still. But we're joined here today by a special guest, Mr. Ryan McCoy.
What is
or
happening?
Ryan Duff, whatever you want.
McCoy,
you want to
Duffy.
go with.
They're both bad names now. So
Both bad names now. Man, I've said to you, I think in the last few days in 2 voice notes, you're a bad man.
Listen, allegedly.
Allegedly.
I'm a big softie, so I'm just like a cuddle.
No comment. Just no comment until I see a solicitor, and that's it.
I heard that before.
But bro, thank you very much for coming on. We had a good wee day there the other day at the Men's Mental Health conference. How did you find it?
Mate, I found it really good. Like, see my phone, see the notes I took.
When you were down typing away.
I actually, there's a photo of me with my hat on like this year. And I was like, did he spike me with them fucking chocolates? Did you see the photo? I was like, but usually my head will switch off. My mind wanders. And the breathing exercise, see, trying to really focus. I said to Mark after, I really had, I was getting photos of my granny, my dad, my daughter, and then I was getting all this. I was going, fuck, I was start crying here. And I said to him, and Mark was just like this, looking at me. Like looking for my son, I was like, fuck, he's scaring me here. But he goes, you need a bit longer. So you do about an hour, 2 hours. Don't we do 10 minutes, 15 minutes?
10 minutes, I think.
I thought it was fantastic. It was
Last
great
2 minutes
with all
was...
Do you know where we sat, by the way? So remember I just said sit here?
Yeah.
So I got pulled a few times at lunch and all, and people asked me about help. We sat at the counsellors' table.
They thought
we were counsellors.
Ah, gee.
And then the big fella, Stanley. So Stanley, remember we found Stanley?
Yes.
Stanley's him out like Jared. So we just brought him along with us. So it did. Well, they call me of Stanley, so they thought we were counsellors. I was
Fuck
like,
me.
no,
it makes sense.
So we're at the wrong table, but here, no one said them.
No one say here. See, we must look like we're like approachable then. I would say approachable guy. Well, you definitely are.
Listen, my mum says I've got a punchable face, so I must be approachable. I'm even joking.
But that there day, see just what I learned and stuff like that there, and even the context that I've got out of it as well. Just like obviously you invite me into the group and stuff like that there. It's unbelievable. I think see that support network, especially 100%, mate. And everyone seems to be very highly motivated, and everyone's wanting to actually strive and do better, which is fucking phenomenal.
Yeah,
like it's,
as Damon said, mate, it's like you've got 5 mates here, right? Drinking, partying, or doing whatever, and you've got 5 mates. I'm going to hang them out in here. I'm going to do a bit of sparring. I'm going to be a bit rolling, or I'm going to go out for some bit date, meet this fella, a bit of contacting. It's just 2 different elements. Now, it's not the saying you can't have a bit of fun as well.
Yeah.
But it's just, you need I think it needs to be 80-20. I think you're dating, 80% good, 20% bit of fun. I think it's same in business.
100%. I saw you on the Muay Thai pads there yesterday, was it, or the day before? You done a kick, and I did not expect a man like you to do one that fucking clean and fast. I was like,
I was doing Muay Thai fight, and I seen that there. I've done it with Jamie from Naga. Jamie was brilliant. He fucking, and see Jamie, he walks in like this, like a big goofy school teacher, and he's starting pads him, and I'm like, fucking hell, this guy will kill you. But I done it down from my back, so it did. And I was doing a bit of pads with fella Mark, more boxing, fitness stuff, and I've always kept it on. I love the hard training, so I do.
Yeah.
And there's one thing being big and strong, you be fit to handle yourself too. And I saying that if you can avoid trouble, avoid it because you don't want to go to jail.
100%. One dig can kill you.
I know I got a lot of bother there. Fucking wasn't good, and just to defend myself.
Yeah.
But my back, I wrecked my back bodybuilding, and see me being like kick and twist. I don't know how, but just took my time. I mean, it's been doing brilliant. And see that there are sizing it's actually with 2 other fellas, and as you said, it's actually 2 Christian fellas. And see me just networking with them. I mean, I'll go in, and it's almost like, see those 2 sessions, I switch off, and I'm like, it's fucking great. It just helps the mind so much. So where you go, speaking about your networking.
Do you do much stretching, like, before your sessions? Because obviously your kind of injuries you've had.
I get on, other men wrote it about, but see the thing with me, Hazy had me do a little stretching, and I actually thought it made me worse, because I wasn't warmed up. So whatever I do pads, you walk in, I'm just going, nice and so easy, like no effort, no force, really gentle. 3-4 rounds, we'll pick it up,
the rhythm,
pick it up, and then just build it into it. Now, unfortunately, if you get in a street fight, you can't just do that with some fella because you got to read what I'm going to do here.
Stall here 2 minutes.
Here, let us warm up here, get ready. So it may not work that way, but for me, that's the idea. Sort of break myself into it easy, and then so it seems to work better for me.
Think you'll fight? Would you fight a Muay Thai?
I get asked to fight. I get asked to do a white collar boxing fight. I get asked to do a Muay Thai fight. I get asked to do a full MMA fight. I would have to treat it like bodybuilding. So I'd have to write training, nutrition, you have to go rolling, you have to go sparring, have to go physio, and then as well as that there, I know boys aren't legit over here who I'm all natural. So I jump back on gear too. I'm like, right, I'll fight this cunt here. But I think it would take too much time. It would be like bodybuilding's a full-time job, except someone's trying to take your head off. But at the same time, when you're bodybuilding too, like if you're squatting 200 kilogram for 8 or 9 reps, or pressing 90 kilogram dumbbells, you're going to fuck yourself up. Yeah. I think now, it's for me at this stage, it's just about being robust, fit and healthy and strong. And if shit ever happens, right, here we go, I can back myself up.
How do you find it? See, just being a bigger lad, like your muscles are on top of muscles, but also being able to be functionally fit as well in terms of cardiovascular. How do you balance it both?
So, see, to be honest, the start, mate, it was a real struggle because you see me now, I don't see myself big no more. Like I'm about just under 18 stone, dead in about a week here.
Man, you barely fit through that door.
I know, but I used to be just like a fucking unit. Like, you know, it's a different. You see a boy's 18 stone bodybuilding and 18 stone in the street. It's two different sort of elements. But I miss it. I don't miss it. At the same time, even though I was really big, like, I would love to. Do you know what I love? I always tell my clients, right? Compare yourself for week 1 and week 4. I love to see myself for my old bodybuilding self. No, like a mirror reflection. Yeah. And I'll try and do that. You try and do this. There's two different worlds. So it is saying that bodybuilding is only good for one thing: being big and strong. See underneath the hood, the engine, there's not much there. It's very, very rare you'll have a fit, big bodybuilder. Lucky with me, I did trim a few strongmen and I did trim a few fetters. So I was always doing, give an example, pushing a car, doing heavy predator work, doing that rugby work. So I was still sort of fit and fast. But the transition, it's two different worlds. It's two different monsters.
See, rugby players now, like it's, don't know, well, obviously there's rules and regulations there and they get tested. But rugby players nowadays, the physical shape of rugby players nowadays compared to rugby players in the 90s. And so, like, just the size of them, the sheer size of players now compared to back then is fucking... They must be doing... I don't know if it's just science now. There's more science now. They're eating better now. But...
They're taking steroids.
They have to be.
I know, mate, I've had 3 or 4 clients, Leinster, Ulster, and listen, they can beat the test. And see as well in the rugby, though, you imagine, they're training for one position. So you've got your forwards... big, heavy, boom. Then you've got like your winger, fast. Then you've got your first, second centre, explosive. So they all train. I ran here. You're at the front of the what do you call it? Scrum. I go run.
It is.
You're a big, scrum, big, heavy, strong lads. Then if you're a first, second centre, you're a bit of both, explosive, agile. Yeah. Then if you're a winger, you want to be speed. So I think they train more for their position. Yeah, definitely.
So, bro, go back to the very, very start of your journey. Tell me where you're from, what you were like as a young person, and what your upbringing was like, to shape you to where you are now.
I'm originally from West Belfast, and my upbringing was extremely traumatic, which I didn't even realise. I've only caught on this from speaking to therapists and friends. I normalised some mental fucking shit growing up. Like, I came from a broken household. I seen people fighting. I seen cars being burnt out. I had men at my door with masks. I seen my mum's car get burnt out. I seen my uncle, the police, covered in blood. And then I also see my dad. My dad was murdered. And I can still, this day, I can see it in my head. Like, right now, I can see it in my head. His friend at the door, white shirt, covered in blood in the car. And obviously from West Belfast, you either got a Republican family member or somebody who was in the RA or done something back in the day, especially a bit older. So my family were. And then obviously my dad was a alleged kingpin on the world. He was never caught. So growing up like that there, mate, you don't really realise, but I was in a different world, mate. And I had to leave West Belfast at 10 because apparently I had threats on my mum's life. Because apparently my mum took over a massive drug empire. And that I inherited all this money and inherited all this shit, which, imagine being a 10-year-old. So I had to leave West Belfast, moved to Lisburn. And I remember my first day at school. Where are you from? Oh, I live up the road. Where are you from, Lisney? Oh, Trimmick. Oh, you're a Fenian. I said, what's a Fenian?
Yeah.
No idea. Home and mum. I mean, she's a house warrior. Now, she just downplayed. I didn't know they was being rude to me. Yeah. Rude, being cheeky.
That's what I say as well when someone says it to me.
I thought it was good. Like, see, someone called me a Fenian, like, oh, yeah, right, So that's how it started. But whenever I went around, you can imagine, I had no friends. All my social circle was gone. All my friends were gone. My family had a massive fade. There was police still involved. There was loads of stuff still happening. And then I had to go, mate, and like, obviously, what are you going to do? You're a 10-year-old child. So what I did was, mate, my mum got me a PC. And I started playing games like Age of Empires. Was it Call of Duty? Maybe the first. No, it wasn't Call. It was a bit soon. So I just sat in the house, and then slowly from being a wee young fit man playing Gaelic and being fit, I was 10 years old, I just got fatter. I got fatter. And then in school, I was in probably one of the dumbest classes, but I had no real. You imagine my P6, P7 was gone. I was out of school because of what happened to my dad. And I slowly worked myself up to like probably the mid tier. And then third year hit. And I was like, fuck, school, this is shit. And started messing about and so on. But come third year, obviously my hormones kicked in. I mean, I was about 13 and a half, 14 stone in school. Loved rugby in school. Was playing Gaelic with a guy called Kevin Madden, who owns some pads in Lisburn. And then slowly started, what would you say, turning into a young man, had new friends, going like that there. And after that, then mate, I found a place called Game the World, which was a gaming thing. And the same thing was happening. My friends were out partying, taking drugs, and I didn't want to do that there. I remember I just knew, I was so angry, I just knew something wasn't right. I remember I was just screaming, like, in the bar, nothing.
Yeah.
I remember going to the coach one night with all these fellas, and you remember I'm coming from a Catholic background. I'm with all these men, or you call them UIM, UDA, UVF, and they were sort of all took me on the wing when the coach took an E one night. I was 15. And I remember when he took it, I was like, I want to see if it's going to kill me. I'm going, why though? You look back.
Yeah.
And then through that there, mate, in the coach nightclub, I actually bumped into some of Daddy's friends. There's these two big guys from Ballymena, Nathan and Lloyd. I don't know if they're UVF, whatever they were, but they're drug dealers. And mate, it was like, imagine a dragon taking you under their wing. I walk in the coach and you go to the top right hand corner and you have these two big men and all the fucking gangs. There's big head son looking after me. So I was like, right, I don't want to do this here. Because mum was like, be careful now.
Yeah.
I was getting fed at barbecues at 16, 17 years old. Same my daddy would have been going, they're criminals. They're hard men, they're gangsters. And they did look after me. And they always says, Ryan, your dad always looked after us. Which is nice though, because in that game, there's not many friends. So I stopped doing that. And I went back to gaming. And then from gaming, mate, I started getting fat again. But I fell in love as well. As you do as a young man, mate. And
it's the downfall of many a man.
So what I'm going to say is, see, any young man, see getting your heart broke, it's the worst thing to happen to you, but it is the best thing to happen to you. That photo I just showed you there, mate, that's what made me transform my life. I fell in love, mate. I was just fat again. I was still going out partying. And my partner, I was away in Denmark, and can't describe it, sounds weird, but I woke up one night and I felt like someone gave me a fucking liver shot. I was like, fuck, my stomach here. I knew something was wrong. So I went home. I found out my girl cheated on me, and I found out she was pregnant. Yeah, and see why we were on that thing, the mental health.
Yeah.
My first daughter was a few of my stories, so I'm sitting there doing that breathing, going, "Fuck, what's going on in my world here?" Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So anyway, continue on. Come home, went out one night, and I got in the fight. My friend got in the fight, sorry, and I'll always be the first one to jump in. There's a wee fat game I ran, boom, fell, knocked me out. So I'm under the influence of drinking alcohol. I felt useless. So I went home, mate, and I was seeing my partner, left her a voice note, and mate, I'm not joking. Imagine that there was a big box of tablets in the cup, right? Done it again, in the cup, and then I found more tablets, dog hormone tablets, and mum says, you took my hormone tablets, you bastard, in the cup, mate. I texted with my friend Marty Chappelle, and mate, I was in my back, and I just remember looking up, and everything just started blurring out, and then next thing is an ambulance. And I could hear the thing beeping, in and out of consciousness. So then I woke up in the hospital, I looked down on the floor, and Marty's under the bed. I'm like, what the fuck? And I'm like, my mum's in front of me, just crying her eyes out. And I'm like, oh fuck, what have I done? And then the doctor came in.
Why is he under the bed?
Because there was nowhere to sit.
There's no
so I'm down in the bed there, and with all the stuff pumped into me, obviously going to pump me out. So I'm under the bed, and he's on the bed, sorry. And the doctor closed the curtain. And he says, Ryan, why did you try and kill yourself for? And blah, blah, blah. And I'm still like oblivious. And I started crying, saying, miss my daddy. But then he came in close and he said, I'm sitting there like, I remember mum's face, and she just sitting with her hand on me. And he just came in close and he was like, you've picked the worst way to kill yourself, son. He says, see right now, see your linen in your stomach, it's all melting. And he says, you're going to die a slow, painful death next week to Saturday. He says, I've got that dripping. Like, you're going to be here a while. Because how much do you take? And I told him, he says, I filled the glass 3 or 4 times. What do you take? He says, paracetamol, every dog worm tablet. Mum was there. She says he fucking took about over 100 tablets. He says, right. So then I left me and I sort of went back out of consciousness, and I woke up. I was in another ward. And then my cousin walked in, and my friends walked in, and you can imagine, fuck me, what have I done?
Yeah.
I'm like, fuck, I want to be dead here, just because I was embarrassed.
Yeah.
And then the worst thing happened. So I need to go to the toilet. My cousin helped me up. I was so weak, mate, so weak. And I'm walking along the ward, and I fell on my knees, and I shit myself. And that's funny now.
Yeah, but
then I started being sick in the middle of the ward, mate. I can see all the nurses, and this is going back before suicide was a massive thing in Northern Ireland. And I'm going, fuck, I'm so sorry. Then I'm stuck there for a week. I mean, you imagine if you're lying like this for a week with nothing to do. I remember one of the nurses, I can't remember what she was called, but she would have played Jack Change with me. We were in the hospital, beeping, lights, people crying, something happened. So yeah, I had a lot of
mentally, that could be fucking.
I had a lot of time to reflect and see while I was there, mate. See my partner at the time when she did me, she didn't come see me once.
Serious?
Not once, no. And I was you can imagine I was going.
How long were you with each other at this stage?
Probably from 15 to 20.
Fuck, and she,
yes, first love, like proper first love, and I was like, fuck me, how did this happen? But such is life, isn't it?
What was like what was going through your head? What was the main thing going through your head when you were like that week in hospital?
So before I remember, I just felt we'd done a short day. Yeah, I just felt useless. Can't defend my friends. A fucking girlfriend cheated on me, and then obviously see as well. My gaming career was sort of coming to an end.
Yeah.
So everything just went bang, bang, bang. And I'm going, what am I going to do? I'm fucking useless here. I felt like a bird. I felt that I'd be better off I was gone.
Yeah.
Which wasn't the case. But in yourself, you just think your self confidence is low. You have no motivation, and I was sitting there like a big fat fucking nerdy gamer going.
Yeah.
But I can't give no more. Partners just cheated on me. I can't fight no more. I can't defend friends. Just felt useless. So I was just in that reflex. I'm sitting going. But I remember my friend Brawley. So I'm going back to the gym here because I was genetically gifted in school.
Yeah.
Rugby, Gaelic, gymnastics, whatever it was. I was a fit, strong man, a boy in school. Sorry.
See, when you were going through that time and like saying and coach and stuff like that there, and you're getting invited to all these kind of barbecues and stuff like that, and there's going to be a load of stuff there that you can take for free and stuff like that there. Like no one's going to really question you because of your dad.
Yeah.
Did you ever kind of live up to that there? No, like go to yourself, right? My dad was like this, so I'm gonna be like this. I'm gonna live a life like this. Or were you just kind of felt maybe not intimidated but under pressure to they expect, because my dad was like this, they expect me to be like this?
Yeah, well, one of the things Mum said my dad didn't really take a lot of drugs, not until the end, and I wasn't really big on the drugs. They weren't offering me drugs. They were actually being friendly. They were being dead on.
Yeah.
But I had even to this day massive. Like I'm going, like how do I live up one of the hardest men in Belfast?
Yeah.
How do I live up with someone who fucking who took on the UDA, the IRA, who had this reputation, who had all these people around him, who was like the first Escobar of Northern Ireland or the UK.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, there's wee Ryan. What do you do? It's like living under your father's shadow. And then as well, growing up, I got tarnished with the same brush, you see. So it didn't matter. And I always remember, I said this on the other podcast I was going about, when my daddy's friend says, you'll be known well long before your time. Yeah. And he says, it'll not be for a good reason, son. He was like, your enemies will know you long before your time. Yeah. Because of your name and your dad and all.
Because I remember, like, even when I was younger, like, growing up, like, this is not to say this is fucking anything, like, good and stuff like that there, but I know, like, I've heard stories of, like your dad and, like, Brendan Campbell and stuff like that there, and I used to sit there and go, like 17, 18, go, fuck, that's like these people are mental, and they're from fucking like across the city, like West Belfast and stuff. So it is like it's an extraordinary thing, because like I was told as well that they were like in the Sunday World, they were called limousine boys and stuff like that there, and they were
in the books, everything.
And you sit and think to yourselves, this is fucking, like, it's mad. And it's just again, they're a product of the environment that they were brought up in. You're brought up in an environment where there's not much opportunities. You can go one way or the other. Yeah. And especially in the 80s and 90s, going into the 90s, you could join the Republican movement, or you were a hood and a joyrider and a glue sniffer and stuff like that there. And then obviously them joyriders and glue sniffers and need to get their stuff from somewhere. So, you know what I mean, lads are filling in the spaces there and creating money for themselves, but there's not a lot of opportunity. So you can understand, like, it's easy for people to say, what's this, and go, fucking drug dealers, they're this, that. Yeah. But then people are growing up in that environment, and it's their means to try to get out of the environment and stuff like that there. And was there, see now when you look back on it, ever think you're there and go, fuck, he must have, like, it must have been a hard life growing up to have to go and do stuff like this? And
John, know what? See all the stories I've heard and all, and just, cause you don't know, because he's just your dad. And I just think about it, and I think he was a cunt. So I did growing up. But at the same time, like, he was obviously, see, to be that type of man, that's a special man. You know what I mean? You've got, like, especially if you've got two organisations who are feuding, hate each other, who are almost trying to use him, but at the same time, they're afraid of him.
yeah,
You know what I mean? That's a one man. And obviously, because he was the biggest one, they made an example of him. And then they made an example of all of them. It was almost like cut the head of the snake, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but thinking back, I actually wish I spent more time with him and learned more. I remember he used to take me, I never wanted to see him. Just didn't want to see him. I just didn't like him. Just because of what I seen when I was younger, my mum, my dad, and all the chaos. I just thought he was a cunt.
would you have been like a mummy's boy?
I'm a mummy's boy, 100%.
So am I, like, still at this age.
Yeah, and I was just like, I give my mum so much credit. My mum, you know, you imagine that lady, she fucking, the Ra, the police, fucking me. Her best friend when I was like a teenager was the police looking after me because I was on a fucking rampage. And, you know, and it just, I don't give her enough credit because you talk about strong woman.
Yeah.
She took on she took on probably a hard man's son. And obviously, I always remember her and my granny saying, listen, protect that wee child because the world's going to beat him enough. So I didn't get punished much. But my mum was just like, you've been punished enough what you've seen, son. Do you know what I mean? So she was just, I'm always going to be a wee baby. At the same time, if I'm a cunt, she'll tell me, stop being a cunt, son. Like she told me the other day there, I had a bit of a drama in my group with just clients and me being me, saying the wrong things. And she said, son, stop being a cunt, would you? Just fucking be a bigger man and do this. So she's been great. She's a great woman, mate. Great woman.
Would she be like your biggest like critic, but in a good way?
Do you know what? I don't know. I think she's just happy because she says, son, you could be at our age, one about sniffing glue and stealing cars and doing this here, and you've done so well. I think she's seen as well, over lockdown, when I took a step for the mental health stuff in our community, she was like, I remember she saying, fuck, because everyone was going, Brian's fucking out here. He's the first coach out here in the park doing these hikes and all.
Yeah.
Then people started following, and I know she was so proud of me, but at the same time, she knows I have a lot of shit going on still. She knows, like, I'm her son. She
You're
knows
battling in your own
my
ways.
head's fucked, yeah. Not as bad as it was.
Yeah.
But I just, like, sometimes I'll sit and just be like, I get that cunt. I'd fucking get him too, and then do it there, and just these mad thoughts. I'm like, I used to think it was the steroids.
Yeah.
And now I just know the steroids just amplified them, where it's just my
Like
head being.
it's a mood enhancer.
It's like, it's just like, it's just dealing with traumatic experience, because you see things that you imagine someone getting stabbed or shot or blown up, and you're sitting going, it's just normal. But it's not normal, especially for a kid to see.
100%.
So you sit and think, why am I getting these mad fucking thoughts for?
One thing which I want to touch on a wee bit, because you don't really hear, like I never really speak too much about it, like on people about it, is the gaming. Because I used to love gaming myself, like when I was younger. Did you find like comfort in the gaming and the community to give you like a sense of a community? Because again, you're in Lisburn and you're a Fenian in Lisburn. What did gaming give to you at that time?
So gaming was an escape. It was the same with bodybuilding. So I had something that I wasn't just good at, I was world class at, and but it was still me. It was still fucking mad Ryan. I remember my first LAN was called I-Series, and I was with Northern Irish team. There was some English lads there too. It was me, this is our gamer names, me, Yaffa, Jump, Rabbit, Chav. He's Manchester, he was a Chavy cunt. And there was someone else there, and we're called +1. So we played, lucky enough, we played against all the big teams. But because we're playing against big teams, I done really, really well. And they were like, that wee Irish guy's fucking good. He's nuts, but he's good. And I got famous at an I-Series because I made Duffer juice, which is me piss before I was a foggy. And the guys were on like a semi-final, and I give it to a guy called Mark. He's drinking the juice, and he's no idea, but he's doing amazing. And that's a fucking Duffer juice, and they all found out that's me. And then as well as that, I was standing behind the fucking team naked when the cock out when it gets here. So obviously I wouldn't recommend doing these days, but I get picked up on the scene really well. This young crazy Irish guy, he's fucking nuts.
That character.
He's good. And I didn't get it offered any. I got offered a sponsorship, but the manager was a detective, and he was like, "Listen, he's too fucking mad." Because you remember, your gaming event, even back then, like we were sponsored by Intel, Razer, SteelSeries, Dell, like big companies, and like they're paying for your computers, paying for this, paying for that, paying for that. And when you're on, like you do interviews like this, then you'd be on like a thing called, wasn't Twitch back then, it was called Quad TV, and you'd be on, so you need to be professional. So it got sort of knocked away, but then they needed me for one LAN because one of their guys couldn't make it over. and I went to a land for him, and I won them the fucking land. So after that, listen, you're hard, just don't be a header. They're like, don't be doing any interviews, just nothing at all. But it was yes, it was the escape, a different world, and it dealt with a lot of trauma, a lot of stress. It was helped me switch my brain off. Even now, Mum came in my house about a month ago, and I'm playing the game. And she says, son, I think you play out to switch off. I said, no, I do, yeah, it's great. And she was like, oh, son. But it helps you switch off.
If you love the thrill of winning big, then you need to check out Our Kings Competitions, the UK and Ireland's top spot for incredible praise competitions. They're giving you the chance to win luxury cars, dream holidays, top tech, and even life-changing cash prizes, all for a fraction of the cost. And what's the best part of this? Entering is super easy, so you just need to go on, select your competition, grab your tickets, and then you're in for a shot at winning big. With guaranteed winners in every draw and some of the most amazing prizes out there, Our Kings is the place to be if you want to turn a little into a lot. So, what are you waiting for? Head over to www.ourkingscompetitions.com now and grab your tickets, and you could be our next big winner. That's Our Kings Competitions, where dreams become reality, and enter today.
They're illegal to sell, but in bulk.
See, growing up in Lisburn just at that time, especially because you're from Twinbrook, obviously you're growing up kind of early 2000s, late 2000s. You've got army barracks, police barracks up there. There's like a strong kind of loyalist community. Were you ever persecuted against yourself, or felt kind of intimidated?
I had people call me Fenians and all. See, to be honest, I got in 3 fights in school. One in first year, one in third year, no, 2 in third year, and see, come third year, I fucking battered 2 fellas. One was in 5th year, a guy called Ryan, and another guy, Stephen, who was a kickboxer. I battered him, and see, after that,
No one said it. No one
and
said
there was
a thing.
always lads going, I wore a like top one day walking from the Lisburn, you Fenian cunt. But my cousin was there, and he fucking planted him. He's in poke last, he planted him. But to be honest, mate, do you know what? It was all right. I remember a fella kicked me one time, like a man kicked me walking from Kirkwood's pitch down the Belsize Road. But I remember seeing him so many years later. So he must have been 20, he was 23, 24, and I was 15 or something. And then he's probably 32, and I'm 24, 25. I'm a bit bigger again, and I seen him. I said, all right, now nothing happened, but I think he knew it was me. And he's probably going, fuck.
Fuck.
So I could have been a cunt to him, but I didn't.
Yeah, that's.
It wasn't too bad. To be fair, some of my best friends are Protestants, and their best friends are Catholics.
Yeah.
And there was like, even to this day, like I'll give you a funny story. We were in the Odyssey one night, right? And we were fighting, and I knew us fellas in West Belfast. I remember school, they didn't recognise me. And I said, you Fenian cunt. And my mate looked at me. And I'm like, wow, you're fucking nuts. But it was just trying to wind him up. But then, like, a year later, he goes, Ryan, I fucking knew it. Was you come? I goes, mate, I was just trying to piss you off. I know. It's like, it's almost like, imagine you're a black fella, and you says, yeah, word. You're just trying to annoy them. Wherever, if you're a white fella and you get said, you're trying to say the worst thing that pissed them off. And they're like,
100%.
what the fuck you on about?
So how did you end up finding your way into bodybuilding?
So,
gaming?
Mate, a game, a friend, Bradley had a gym. I just tried to kill myself. I couldn't do one push-up. I couldn't do one pull-up. You imagine pull-up. I made nothing, and I was just fucking angry.
Was this because you were
I was
just physically not capable, or just because of what happened?
No, I couldn't do it. I was a fat, weak mess. I literally sat all day doing this here. Eating food, that's all I done. That was it. Nothing else. Every day. Subway, pizza, Domino's. I was a 22 stone. Mate, see the thing, the only good thing about being fat was, see my calves are fucking that size. I was in the scene now, they're like, where'd it go? So I went to his gym, mate, and he looked after me. His mum, Martin, his wife, Joan, they were the best ever. I was angry. And I could just go on, and the music, put on Korn, Slipknot. It was just pure aggression, because you imagine my heart's broke. I fucking hated that bitch. That was my motivation, my drive, and then I was angry, and then I got beat, and I was fucking on show all these cunts. And I went there and lost all weight, and boom, doing really well. Then I went to a gym called Fifth Place, and I was training there, I was doing really well. But see nowadays, people don't like the big growlers or the big scary lads. Like I couldn't wait. I couldn't fucking wait to go and see the big boys. I was like, right, we're going to the rock pit here. So it's a big jump, wee boy going to the rock pit, moved there, and then you really seen, I was like, fuck, you seen the big boys. Is
that the old Iron Gym?
No, rock pits where Phil Graham was and all, and Graham Richardson, fuck, mate.
Big lads.
Robert Campbell, he's on it, mate, proper bodybuilders. It was a manly gym. Had all the hard man, a few fighters. Cameron went to it, a few fighters went to it. Finley Johnson, all the big bodybuilders, and the powerlifters too. Just full of fucking monsters. And I'm looking in the. It's like imagine you're a big fish in a small pond. Imagine being so you're a fighter, you're training over here. Obviously, the fighting over here is much better now. But imagine you're a fighter here, right? And then say you moved into John Jones's gym.
Yeah.
Like fucking all these killers.
You go
It's
to
a
that
different
UFC
level.
and
Do you know what I mean?
stuff.
Yeah, so that's why I went there to try and they get better. And surely, I started getting bigger, getting better. And then I was actually Phil said one to me, he said, "Why don't you do a show?" And I knew myself, I started partying again, going down the wrong road and all. And I was like, well. So I wanted to do a show and then the fucking gym closed.
Was Phil a coach at this time?
Yeah, Phil was rock pit, and Phil, before Phil, he didn't get the credit he deserves. See, that man, see if you go back that time bodybuilding, you had to be 20 stone plus to be a bodybuilder. See now, everyone's fucking 90 odd kilogram. You were 20 stone plus you were shredded.
Yeah.
Different monsters all together.
See, back like the guy I remember back in the day when I used to watch like Phil Graham. This is probably 2017 time. Classic physique. That's like fucking Steve Cook and stuff. The guys that. But then you had the proper bodybuilding. Like I wouldn't say the classic physique is bodybuilding.
Why not? It is.
There's big lads now. There is big lads, but back then there was fucking more like
skinny ones.
Shorts past your knees and stuff like that there. But like proper bodybuilding, like Phil Graham was class. Like he still is. He's fucking he's massive now. Like
so Phil coached me the last 10 weeks, and he really helped me transform my physique. There's a guy called Alan as well, Alan Mackin. He was a Muay Thai fighter, plus he's a part of it. And I seen this fella, hang on, what's this cunt Polish? Big skirting cunt. Love this fella about, but he's squatting like 400 kilogram and all. He gave me a dat, and it was fucking brutal. And I'd done it for like 5 weeks.
Much thousands calls here. That's it.
It was a fish and feds dat.
Was it?
Hardcore dat, a hard dat. Lost loads of weight and all.
Cutting down.
Dumping it. And obviously Phil was a bit smarter, more seal, plus he bodybuilded.
Yeah.
So I went to him, changed it round, and went to the gym closed down. But I always train myself on a Sunday doing legs, and everyone always knew us here. And I said, you're going to do well, because if you can train legs hard by yourself on a Sunday, then the gym closed down. I said, what am I going to do now? And lucky enough, a gym called Elite opened up around the corner, and Mark Getty was there. And I went round to his gym. And when you pump up, like you're different, seeing you pump up, you're a different sort of animal. I went round and met a fella called Harry. There was bodybuilders there, there was girls posing, it was really kicking off. And Mark, and I could see them looking at me, and I knew, right, I must have something good here.
Yeah.
And I did. And I went and done my show. Got fucking bronchitis, mate. Had to take all this antibiotic stuff. And the wee fella was saying he was a bit more conditioned than me, but I was twice his size. So I personally think I should have won. But the water retention fucked it. Then I went to the British finals and I was healthy, and I got third in the British finals. I was sitting there competing against guys like Anthony Beals.
Yeah.
100%. His little brother Mark and this big Scottish fella called Charlie. These guys are like crude grown men. And they're like,
what age for you?
26.
26.
But I couldn't understand. Even the judge says, how are you placing over here, Swell, and you're getting marked down there? I was on antibiotics, hot water. Oh, right, okay, that's what it is. But he says, you've great potential, son. And then I met this guy called Mr. Big, right? Biggest man I've ever seen in my life. Fucking, I mean.
Well, a name like that he has to be.
That was his nickname. He's called Mr. Big on the form. I'm not going to say his real name.
Yeah.
But I guess he stood on stage St. Dorian. St. Dorian's done like as big as him. Big English fella. You would know, if I had said it on the podcast, people know this right away. But he sells steroids. He's a brand called MedTech. And he says, I seen you on the site. No, he's not there, blah, blah, blah. I goes, yes, we give me some sponsorship stuff.
Fuck
yeah. These are like 10 bottles, try it out and all.
Yeah.
I mean, I was like, what the fuck's this stuff? This is stronger than I'm taking. Brilliant.
Jacked.
Yeah, but he was the biggest man I seen. And I'm talking, seeing you go across the water, even now, I see some of the black guys. It's like a fucking real life gorilla, but twice the size. The height and all, mental.
I'd say when you mix the genetics with quality gear like that, you're going to fucking create an animal. Absolute animal. Like, and that is when 26 was the year that you were on Men's Health, was it? When you were
yes, that was transformation. Yeah. So what was the photo showed you? Yeah.
And what was that like, just being on a magazine of that stature?
So, I didn't really think nothing of it. Now, I went and done that show, Naba. Then I went home, Chinese, cookies and all the rest of it. Went and done a photo shoot with Peter Bennett. And you know what? I always had done a photo shoot first, Peter, because Peter's posing was brilliant. How many do this. I just thought, I'll do a photo shoot, may as well. It's something different.
Was this after your carb load?
Yeah, it was after the show.
After the show?
So it was fucking, give me half food. He's like, stop eating the food. I was like, fuck you, cunt. I eating like mad. I went down and got a pump on. And then even Peter, he was like, he says, Ryan, you've got some physique here. Even back then, I had my big beard, my hair and all.
Yeah.
There was no beards back then. Big fucking black Viking beard.
Was the tan real, or was it
No.
spray?
Jesus, you think I was black when you was mad. And obviously Phil too was there. He was in the background coaching. I seen all these mad, like after my show, I was getting all these You're talking like a couple of thousand friend requests. Because people were taking photos, sticking them up, and then obviously sharing for the NABA, this is Ryan, this. And then the photo shoot stuff came out. And it was like, fuck, is this guy real? I remember a guy called, what's his name? He's a muscle model. He's famous. He wanted to employ me, hire me. He's like €2,000.
What for?
Oh, just to represent his brand. €2,000 a month. And then you just need a happy 8-10 weeks photo shoot ready. You go to FIBO, clothing, this. Can you get many photos? So I said to Peter, mate, this guy wants me to do this thing. I says, well, can you get a photo bit quicker than normal? So I sent it to him. Mate, blew up. But then obviously,
like that photo there.
The one with yeah. There's a few other cracker ones too. I had 5 of them, and obviously Phil was like, "You're getting loads of attention here. No, be smart, blah blah." But me, being a header, I'm on Facebook.
Off rails.
You're a mega cunt. And the guy, he says, "You're not professional enough, mate." Blah blah. I'm back, and you'd be more professional. And then obviously talking about steroids and being very good about it.
Would that have been a taboo kind of subject?
You couldn't talk about it. I was just always, I'm taking this, and this. It's no big deal. And I was like, is it all you're taking? But back then, it was, to me, it was loads. Back then, you were scared to take steroids. I remember my first cycle, but like the contest prep was a battle of 1 rep, it was called. Train ace, mass P, test P, once or twice a week. So twice, probably 150 milligram each, right? And I was scared to take any more. And then nowadays, you've got cunts taking fucking 600 train, 600 mass. I'm going, what?
Serious
even
amount.
Back there, I think I took a wee bit of Caine, like 40 micrograms. That was it. That's all it was. And some creatine. That was it.
What do you think? See now, bodybuilding, like I remember back then, say 2016, 17, fucking everyone was watching like fucking, like you may call them Zeus or Ziz, like whatever you call them. But bodybuilding doesn't seem to be a thing now. It seems to be, like it doesn't seem to be as popular where people are loving this high rocks and CrossFit and just being functionally fit.
Over here, it's not as popular. Across England, it's fucking booming.
Still massive.
It's humongous in England. Absolutely. Have you been in any gyms? No.
No.
In England, it's social media and online. It's booming like mad. Yes, there's high rocks, but the bodybuilding thing is mental. See that? Sure. What was the study showing there? Like the increase of steroid use in young men over the last 10 years is like 480%, something mental. And then they broke it down to a year, even more for the roof. But no, it's booming. It really is. Now we'll see high rocks, CrossFit, sir. But high rocks is just watered down. CrossFit, sorry, not watered down, it's wrong to say. It takes
it's a circuit.
It's for everyone.
Yeah.
You can do it no matter what, unless you're obviously fucking crippled or something.
Yeah. Yeah, but I actually saw someone with no legs.
Do
There's
it?
a video of someone with no legs, and then there's a video of someone with prosthetic legs and all doing it. And I think that's like stuff like that. They're mentality monsters. They're fucking doing stuff like that. They're fucking phenomenal. Would you give high rocks a crack?
Mate, do you know what? It bores me. I done it one night, right? And I went in and busted as fast as I could, right? And then he was like 3 more rounds. I was like, what? 3 more rounds? I was like, fuck me, seriously? So I done it, man. I went in as hard as I could, get it done. And then I was like, oh, it'd kill me. But it was just, no, it's not fun for me. I think I prefer CrossFit.
CrossFit?
It's more explosive, more weights.
Yeah.
Where high rocks just seems more endurance. Ski, row, run, a few jumpers, burpees, lunges. I don't think, not for me now.
More technique.
I'd rather do Muay Thai.
Muay Thai.
Something that's my cardio, so it is.
Yeah.
Like it's something where, like Muay Thai can be very slow. But for me, I try and go at a fast pace because you know yourself. Obviously, if you fight Muay Thai, it's all very technical. It's like a game of chess.
Yeah.
Where if you're out in the street moving about, kicking, rolling, do you know what I mean? It's a bit different. I always try and do it a bit faster than normal.
Have you took anything from what Phil Graham has taught you and brought it into your coaching? Styles?
I do my own training, and it's just me learning over the years. And you'll get people online going, "Oh, they're doing that wrong, doing this wrong." And to be fair to PTs, I'm the same. You get clients do things wrong all the fucking time, right? And you'll see, he's not even coach his client right. And I'm like, mate, I've shown that client 10 fucking times how to do this here. Just don't fucking listen.
Yeah.
That's what it is. So you get bad me for it, but I do my own sort of thing, mate. That's how I come up with warrior prep. That's how I come up with battle PT. That's how you see me do what's an upset. People do drop sets. I do an upset. What's an upset? Right, we're going to do 50. Stick another 10 on, stick another 15 on. Boom, boom, boom. Do you know what I mean? Or else I'll do all my stuff with time. But one of the best things Phil taught me wouldn't be with coaching. It was my business. And he taught me to have a bank buffer. So thanks to Phil now, I could probably take a year off work and not worry about my bills. And that was all down to Phil, which is, as a coach and a PT, emotions, especially me, I'm an emotional coach. Like, if you ask 90% of my guys, they're like my family. Which is a double-edged sword because, unfortunately, they don't care the same way about me. They're paying for service, where I'll bring them in and look after them. And as well as my coaching group, mate, it's like, it is a dysfunctional family. I'll bring people from suicide, from their children have just died, from their dad's passed of cancer, from their recovering drug addict, from going through a bad breakup. Like in our group now, there's 4 or 5 people going through real hard times,
Yeah.
and I'll bring them in, and at the moment there, and it's but it's what makes my group special as well. Like my friend Ali, he's like, Ryan, I've been training all my life. I've never seen nothing like it. All about community. But as Phil's out there, he says, listen, everyone's a cunt until proven otherwise, which is true. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's double-edged sword.
Is this Ali McLean?
That's Ali McCoy, yeah.
Yeah.
Fair to Ali, anyone watching, seeing his values that match his persona. He
Yeah.
is loyal. He can be a bit extreme. But
You need that,
he's,
don't
listen, you know, people say this all the time. See if you're in trouble and you needed something done or you needed help. I know things he's doing right now that help people who have helped him his whole life, and you would not believe what he's doing. People wouldn't even fathom it, and he doesn't talk about it. He told me to keep my mouth shut. You wouldn't know nothing, so I'm not going to say them. But he would literally, if I needed him, he'd be here tomorrow.
When did you start to get into the coaching and the personal training game?
So again, any young man, right? You need your heart broke. You really do. Once you break your heart, the worst thing's going to happen to you. It was the same in my bodybuilding. I was a big freaky guy. I thought I was a monster, and just like my worst time, being heartbroken, suicided, developed me into a bodybuilder. As in, you seen the photos and all.
Yeah.
I hurt myself squatting. I think I was doing 300 kilogram, and it was a 9th rep. I popped my back out, and when I say I popped it out, I mean I fucked it. So I kept training 40 minutes after it. Went home, laid down, got up. And I'm not joking. Imagine I was sitting like this here, and my mum busting into tears. I fucking told you, we left them fucking weights for you, mad boss. You want to kill yourself? And I was done. I had a show prep. My coach abandoned me, so he did. I just got stuck. What are you going to do here? Now I still done the show. I still knocked my bollocks in. But you know yourself, so you're going to do a bodybuilding show. You imagine, right? If I'm doing squatting 300 kilogram, then I can't squat. And if your back's bad, you can't bench. You can't do a machine. Everything's changed. So I lost the muscle. I was thin looking, wiry looking, wasn't the same density, and I knocked my cunt in to try and prove a point, and I didn't do very well. But again, I was like, I can't train no more. It's depressing me. So what can I do? I said, right, I'm coming to the gym. I'm fucking training using, so you're going to get stuck in here. So I started training with friends, helping out. Then I offered some free coaching. Then I offered some free mental health, going in the gym, blah, blah, blah. And it was almost like, right, I can't coach, but I'm getting the same buzz pushing these bastards. And it was great. So even though the same with my suicide, my heart broke, made me turn into the bodybuilder. My injury and my heartbreak were bodybuilding, made me turn into a coach. So 2 of the worst things that happened to me were the best things that happened to me in hindsight.
Warrior Prep. For anybody that doesn't know what Warrior Prep is, I just got recently introduced to this year. I'm watching the videos. I'm that video, Richard. The first one. That was the first time that I saw it. But then I've seen the other videos, and then I've seen kind of like I watched that video the other day, and the fellow was saying he lost his dad in December, and this year is a big thing for him, and just shows the kind of impact that you're having on people. But for anybody that doesn't know, what is a Warrior Prep and what do you do?
It's a fucking murdering session. It started with a few fighters, ex-military as well, just some hard cunts. And I says, right, I'm going to put this up to the average Joes here. Brought them in, and they're all pre-warned now. So they were, listen, nice round's gone. I'm going to be a horrible cunt here, okay? So one of the biggest things I can say, Warrior Prep, we've had a few pro fighters come in, one boxer, even Ali, Tom McCarthy, Ali. And they done it one time, they get back done again, and they all said to me, he says, Ryan, I walked in, I was like, I'm going to smoke us, all these fucking people here. They all stopped on the ground. You have created a bunch of fucking savages. Now, at the same time, I can be a horrible cunt in it, right? Because sometimes, I'll give you an example. So you're going through a hard time, and you can't think, and your head's going, your sore stomach, you can't sleep, and you just want to break down. See if you go into the gym, and you fucking hammer yourself, I guarantee you'll switch off because you just want to survive.
Yeah.
And you've got some man in your face, get fucking down, fucking do it, you cunt. And it can be quite intimidating. People see it online, they always laugh, but see if you're there in person, people don't realise how mad it gets. Now, at the same time, you need laughter as well. So I'm on talking shit, pulling a bit of crack, bit of banter, saying some outrageous things. Yeah. But people don't see the start of it, where I'm like, listen, you got an injury, you got a bad back, if you're going through a bad time, you fucking hammered here. You be smart though. So they don't see the stuff, they only see the clips of the madness. Yeah. But it was just made to give an average Joe the chance to experience, train with some fighters and actually military. Same thing you're going to do with what do you call ball ready? Yeah. And it's just chuck them in there. I mean, you know what? I'm not joking, Sean. I've had 52 people in that room. I've had people turned away. I've had pro fighters want to come part of their camp and do it. And I've had a few boxers, and I've had their coaches reach out and say, Ryan, see their engine, their gas tank, they're freaks now. and they're average Joes, a few feathers, and it's fucking brilliant, mate. It's hard now. I'll give you as an example. I'm walking about with Fitbit on one night. I'm going to say this because I'm always going, okay, fucked here. So I took it one night, right? I took the Fitbit, 603 calories I burnt. I'm like, what the fuck's going on in this room? But obviously the adrenaline's spiking.
Yeah.
And then obviously as well, I have a personal touch with my clients. Do you know what I mean? So I know she's going through a bad breakup. He's just lost his dad. He's in a bad mood today. He's not feeling the best. Take it easy to him. And I'm like, right, let's fucking go in. Get stuck in. And as well as that, we've actually got a special guest in 2 or 3 weeks. It's not Ali. Ali's fucking brilliant to us. He is a fucking maniac. I mean...
Would Ali come in and do the shouting as well? Or
Listen. He's got demons, that boy. Yes, he does. He's fucking... He don't shout the girls now. And he'll shout at my partner back and, yeah, Ginger, I can't not. Unless he knows him. But the man...
You fucking mong. That's what he is. He loves that one.
It's not a funny story. So one of the fellas' daddy died recently. And he's holding the plate, right? And he's like, don't fucking drop the plate. Your fucking family's gonna die. You can't do me fucking drop your family down. He's like, it's here, and I'm going like, it's here. Oh, Jesus. Now, obviously, he didn't know.
Yeah.
But it broke the ice. It was great. The guy loved it. He says he didn't know, and he goes, oh, fuck, sorry, mate, I didn't know. He's like, he's a gentleman, but he's not. But, yeah.
People, well, I'm working this Tuesday, but the Tuesday after, I'm gonna come up and just get absolutely. I think seeing out beasting session, especially as you say, you completely switch off. No matter what's going on in your life at that time, you're just wanting to survive.
Yeah,
that's fucking.
Joe, I've noticed too, right? I mean, I've got some really professional guys in my group and girls, and I'm talking like multiple 6 figures. And there's 1 or 2 who are probably multiple 7 figures, and they've had so much people contact them. And Joe, they all said, see, the more professional your job is. Like, man, I can't switch off to get some work. I have to be so professional.
Yeah.
And they want to come in. Like, I give you an example. There's a girl, head of finance of a pharmaceutical company, manages billions of dollars, right? And she wants to come do it. And she says, I just want to come into the madness and switch off from professional. So I call us the unprofessional professionals.
Unreal.
Do you know what I mean? Because why not? It's just it's madness and it's out there.
So the other day when we were at that men's mental health conference, you came down with Justin.
Justin and George, yeah.
Yeah. George's mad.
He's
bad, man.
Yeah.
But Justin definitely has his head screwed on, owns multiple businesses, kind of lives like a really good life in between like different countries as well. And just speaking to him, I kind of got that there kind of feeling going, I want to be surrounded by people like this. I want to be surrounded by people like yourself. And how important, because he helps you and you help him in a physical like aspect as well, how important is it to be surrounded by people like that? And if you've had mentoring yourself, may it be business or physical or just life, how important is it to actually have a mentor?
So Justin's a business coach. I met him through a quality grade A client, guy called Chris Clark, who's on the property, and made this. See, I've had I've had millions of pounds, and I wanted to invest something. I knew was going to back it up. I give it to Chris. He is a fucking workhorse.
It's the guy that he does the houses.
Yes, yeah. He is a fucking workhorse, mate. Chris is an animal, and he's a good man for a long time. I met Justin through him, and it's again networking people. And he says, "Ren, I need a bit of madness here. I need to get stuck." And I says, "I need to switch off." Justin is a 7-figure businessman. Multiple. He could retire now today. He's only working more because he wants to get his girls more money when they get a bit older.
Gotta respect that.
And he's been. It took him a while, but he actually said, he says, "Ren, I'm in the group now 9 months or so," and he says, "I can tell you've got a big heart." And he says, "Listen, it's a double-edged sword. You're too attached to your clients, too emotional." He says, "Sometimes you go off the fucking radar, slobbering." And just me.
Yeah.
He says, "Why don't you rewrite this for me, ChatGPT?" So I've done it a few times now. You fucking constant, and he put the mess in. But he just loves business, mate, loves networking, and he's been so helpful. As well as like in our group, we have so many different guys who are a high level. There's a fellow called Michael as well, and he's a fucking stud. He's 61 and he's no dozer. And even him and his wife Tracy, they give so much advice and value in the group. Then you've got fucking you call him Marty sir as well. You've got Chris sir. You've got Ian, you've got Colby owns all the businesses. You've got it's almost like they said the other day, mate. Our group is almost like you're paying for a network now.
Yeah.
Yeah, but as for Justin, he put a post up the other night, and I called him out on it about his transformation.
Yeah.
And he said no around 20 months and all, and amazing coach, and he's a great friend. And he told me to get emotional.
Yeah.
I said, "I'm not your fucking friend." He says, "He's emotional now," but I love to hear that there.
Yeah.
Because I know if I was getting a hard time or tight, I could probably ask for his help. And there's a few guys in my group who are absolute rock stars, own businesses, and they know they like me for me. They sort of say I'm a rough, what do you say, rough diamond.
Yeah.
But they know I'm a bit mad. I'll tell you how it is. I make mistakes as everyone else, but at the same time, they know I've got a good heart. If shit hit the fan, I try my best to help them.
I think that's the most important thing as well, because too many like people nowadays try to be perfect, try to do this perfect image, when reality we're not perfect. We're all sinners. We're born in the sin, and no, I mean, you know your imperfections and you know what you're good at as well, and you can balance both and make both kind of work for you. Like obviously you says you're a bit mad. You've let this madness on social media, you've put it out there a wee bit, and you're getting the kind of rewards and the plaudits from it. You're getting the views and the abuse.
I'm a groomer, sure.
But here, see, no matter what you do,
you can't win.
You can't. Someone's going to say something, whether you're fucking a choir boy or you're not. You know what I mean? It's just that's just the way it is.
It's as we said the other day, like, who in their right mind will walk up to someone? You're a fucking cunt. Do you know what I mean? Because you get cracked, or worse. Now you give people. What do you call that streamer who's in the jail in the Philippines or something? Russian fella. He's locked in a tiny cell and apparently he's getting raped and all because he walks up to people on the street saying these things, getting like on camera, and they lifted him. And then he's Russian, and the Russians disown him now. I'm doing. He's right now. He's fatality or something.
Fuck here, I'll need to. I don't even know if I want to search or something now.
No, well, here apparently he's been really abused now, and he's getting fucking done in the jails because he's getting on like that. He walks up to someone on the street, like he's on social media, saying stuff, and reporting the police, and they picked him up.
Fuck me.
So you're right. You can't say nothing. There's always.
No matter what you say, someone is going to be offended by something. You can be the nicest person and give this person so many compliments, and someone will be like, "Sure, he's looking up his arse or something like that." There, you know what I mean?
I give you a belter one, mate. I put a foot the other day. My wee client Holly lost her finger, right, and she's going to get there one hand, right, and I'm like, "Go on, you one hand bandit, you wee bastard! How'd you lose your hand? You stuck up your boyfriend's bum, right?" That's all I said. You're a crude bastard. You womanizer and all scumbag. I'm sitting going, fucking hell. And then I'll give you a better one. Wee girl Georgia, my wee rocket pocket, and she's a fucking wee boxer, sweetheart, right? And I just will crack her. And they go on ahead and blah, 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 and saying things. And they're like, oh, you're a fucking grooming her. See, stand beside her. Our mum and sisters are. And like, I'm really fucking grooming her. And then my girlfriend's in the room as well. And I go, who am I grooming? I'm knowing these girls are like, they're in my wee pack, like, but lucky enough the girls will come on and sort of defend me. But just like, I'm just sitting going, like, I give you another one. Some man who was threatened to come and hunt me down, hurt me, right? So I had one of my friends go on his profile and do a bit of stalking. He's ex-Royal Irish. So I've got a few paratrooper friends. So I sent his details to them. They got me his address. So I just screenshot his address, sent it to him. I said, when are you coming down? And he's gone. Jesus. But see the fact he threatened to come and hit me, or do me in, I'm going, like, what the
keyboard warriors.
I'm easy to find. I'm going, but if he comes down, like, I'm the fucking, if I see him, right, red alert. And people don't realise I can look after myself.
Yeah.
But then as well, I've got a lot of people in my group who would be police officers. Round, do not fucking touch no one. Let them come to you, touch you first, do not do nothing. So
you've got the perfect mix of like, if you're ever going to lean any way or you need a bit of advice or support, you can. There seems to be someone there for everything. Or like it's legal or just fucking underwear, anything it is. Like there's someone there.
See our group. I'm not being funny. Loyalist paramilitary, Republican paramilitary, police officers, drug dealer. What would you call this one?
We normals tax salary from fucking down the street.
Mate, average Joes, millionaires, all in one group. And I remember someone said, I think it was my old friend Aaron said, he says, Ryan, you're a superpower as you bring people together, and you're like the glue that holds them together. And then they know because they're coming to you, that group. But mate, we have got such a good group, and it's not to say we haven't got some dickheads. You're always gonna get dickheads. It's like it's trying to get rid of the rotten eggs so don't spoil the whole bunch. You know what I mean? But I'll give you a funny story about that there. So my one of my friends, his daddy is dead as well. He was Johnny Adair's right hand man, right? I'll give you another one. My other friend's daddy was head of our UC drug squad, and then there's me and my mum. So my mum strapped me and my friends. His friend's daddy is Johnny Adair's mate, right, from C Company, to my friend's house for his birthday party, right? And the fella comes to the door, and he's like, "Well, Gil, what's happening? That's how you know his daddy. Oh, he used to interrogate me, right? So there's one fella there whose daddy was C Company, right? Then there was my daddy, and then there's his daddy who interrogated my mum and dad, and we're best friends. And then again, see this guy here, see the Republican fella, he stood for his son on his confirmation. both die-hard families, Protestant, loyalist, Republican. He stood in the PD for his son for confirmation. That's the power of my group.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, because I think the community and listen, like, even to them and speak like well in your videos is phenomenal. Like, I think it is more than just a program. A big thing which I do want to speak to you about, just because you support, like, say, people in this way with your group, is someone as big as you, bodybuilder, online coach, does these videos, good social media and presence, but you also openly speak about mental health.
Yeah.
And you openly speak about supporting each other as well. How important is it for not just men to support men, but men and women to support each other?
Yeah, I just think for me personally, people always seen big scary Ryan. Now I didn't see me as big scary Ryan. I just seen me. But even like my friend Duff, his wife, goes, "You gonna train that man? He's fucking scary." And I can imagine, I know what they mean. You walk in that gym and you see a big lad, and I was an angry person doing them weights, but I was like, I think it looks better if you sort of have like a bad boy or a hard man reputation. If you talk about it, it looks better for others. You take the first step, you lead the way, because if people's going, "What the fucker's big Ryan Billy talking about it?" It sort of kills the stigma.
Yeah.
So it's important to encourage it on. Do you know what I mean? And it's important as well because whenever I built all my muscles up, big, strong lad, my bodybuilding was another escape from my problems up here and my heart, my trauma. I just built all the muscles. Didn't mean to fix myself. It didn't. It was
Still
just it still had the problems. And no matter what you do or build yourself up, it's still there. You're just human. And like, I'm not joking. We went to cinema last night to watch How You Train Your Dragon, and he's fighting with his dad, and I'm sitting going, "Fuck, I'm gonna cry here." I'm going, "What? You're turning." I'll give you a better one. I feel the last couple of years, so I actually got baptized too. With God, and I see that there. Best way to describe us: you've got a football team, you've got substitutions, you've got reserves. I'm not the best player on the team, so I mean, but I do believe in God, and I do try to do better. And I really noticed myself get a lot softer. Like, I almost stood in the fucking snail, and I felt terrible. I'm like, "What the fuck's happening? Turning gay or something?"
That wee guy down there.
I just sitting going, like, "Why do you that for?" And then at other times I'm like, "I'm gonna rip back Con's head off. I know he lives." And it's like, "No, don't do it. Just thinking." It's been a massive change over the years and just becoming different.
Do you still have like a wee angel, a wee devil just there?
Mate, she's my angel over there. I went through a bad time there recently, and she stood right by me. And
God bless you.
I know she's just been. She's like the level-headed one, but she knows
You need that.
I can kick off, and it's sort of why I'm afraid that if I wouldn't do a bodybuilding again. But you know yourself, I might take a bit of gear here and get in good shape and TRT and do this here and all that. I'm sort of afraid because I don't want to numb the sort of the happiness and the kindness I've got now. Like, I would never ever, like, if say I'll give you an example. See if you stabbed me last year and I seen you next week and you're in trouble, I'd probably try and help you. It's just who I am.
Yeah.
And I can come across like as the wrong way or as a dickhead online or an arsehole, but I'm not. I just want to be better. All I'm trying to do is become better. I want to become a better friend, a better son, a better partner, a better businessman. And that's what I pray for all the time. And it's so hard to do because you can change like that. And see, being emotional, I'm very emotionally fault, I think.
Yeah.
Up and down. It's the same as life. I think life's like a gym. 1 minute you're going really well, then you plateau out. Shit, it's a fan. It's like this here roller coaster, and it's trying to manage your emotions and manage how you can react the right way. That's why I love the talking the other day. It was so good because you've got guys who are absolute fucking animals in the business world, but you know yourself. But he's shit at that. But he's a millionaire. But he's shit at that. But she's good at that. And it's just trying to find the balance to do it all out. It's hard, like, but
How do you get yourself back up or keep going when you are down?
Muay Thai.
Muay Thai?
Yeah, sweating, the right company. See, sometimes as well, I like to sit and play a game. I'll come on. Like last night, I says, "Listen, I'm going to fucking play a game here tonight. I just want to chill out, play a game. I'm not the best no more." It's not multiplayer because them fucking cunts will piss me off. Like, I used to be a pro gamer, I'm shit. It was like Age of Empires. It just helps me click off. And as well as that, it's Muay Thai, cracking the pads, moving. And I'll tell you what, see the best advice I can give you. See this here. I used to think you needed big muscles. That was the most important thing in your life. See this muscle in your head, the brain, that's the most important thing you can develop. Because when you get that right, you can fix the rest of you and you can help other people. But you always see your mind's your worst enemy or your best friend. And you can always guarantee, I can't be fucked today. I can't be bored. And if you don't do nothing, it'll get worse. And see if you go and do it, you'll feel better. Even if it's a shit exercise or a shit workout, you'll feel better. Every time I go to Muay Thai, I'm like, fuck, I'm sore today. My back's tight. afterwards, I feel so much better. And during that, you can talk, have a bit of crack. And I just, as you said, I've had the shit there. This year pissed me off, or I'm fighting this client, or I've lost 10 clients. And
would that be your new escape? The way gaming was an escape?
Yeah.
Would this be an escape?
Yeah. Don't think it's an escape. I think it's a good feeling.
Good feeling.
I mean, it's so, like, for example, I always tell my guys and girls in my group, right, listen, you can be reactive here or proactive. I've done them both. Drink, drugs, bad women, buying yourself clothes, buying yourself junk food, right? Doesn't work. Now, I'm not saying never have fun again, but you can be proactive, right? Go make a good wholesome meal. Go for a walk with your mate. Go run a mountain. Go for a bit of sparring, a bit of boxing. Go to the cinema. Have a laugh. Laughter's so important. You know, there's two sides here, and you've got two roads, and sort of, right, you want to stay on the straight and narrow as much as possible. A wee bit of fun on the side, and that keeps you on balance.
Nothing, I think, more humbling than a sparring session.
Well, I haven't sparred yet. So I haven't. I don't know why, because I know there's a few lads says you can down sparring, I'm gonna fucking take you out. Is that right? Well, do you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna fucking take you down because you're my Thai fighter, and I've done a bit of wrestling.
I just go to the ground.
So I'll take you down then.
That's it.
And here, I'm strong. I can't take people down what to do, and I know as well that'd be a wee shit, my thumb on the ribs or a wee thing there. So
I know Monday here it's gonna be my first night back in MMA in 2 weeks, and it's gonna be a humbling experience. I know that there. It's always is like, but it's like it's what happens.
Go ahead, sorry.
No, here, go ahead there.
No, I was going to say MMA's very, very humbling. But my friend taught me this here, Ali. He's like, mate, see, comes the street, see if you can carry blades legally, but that says, and he says, see in England, sorry now, see there, it's done. He says it's very, very. He says it's just because you're big and you can fight and handle yourself. He says at all costs trying to avoid competition because all it takes is 1 week slice. Imagine you've got a wee blade like that, and most people carry these days because most people don't want to go and do the hard work. They train, to learn how to fight, to defend themselves, to roll on the ground. They're not like a knife here or a wee blade. You know yourself. You've got 10, 15 seconds. Start bleeding out. You're fucked.
That's you. You cut an artery. Like
you're supposed to probably carry a gun.
That's it. Last question here, really, just before we close up. If anybody is struggling out there and is maybe they don't know what to do with themselves, what would your advice be?
Well, what I did was I just went to the gym and killed myself. I went for a run and killed myself. And the more I worked hard and the harder I pushed myself, my mind started to switch off. And at the end of the work, I always felt a bit better. And I said that there, everyone says go and get help. Go and seek help. It's hard to find help sometimes. Yeah. Reach out to your friends, your family. It's one. But also sit with yourself. Just try and sit in silence for half an hour and just breathe and just think, right, what's going wrong here? What I've overcame in the past, and what can I do so I don't feel like this again? Get to the gym, do a hard session, afterwards give your time and think about it. And then whatever your hobby is, maybe you like fucking going bowling, maybe you want to fish, maybe you like fucking hugging your girlfriend, or maybe you've got a dog. Just sit with them, relax, and just try and remember everything's okay. It can get better.
Yeah.
And remember as well, see for me to become the best I was, which is still work in progress, you have to go rock bottom. You have to feel like shit. You have to hit the rock bottom. I was down in hospital thinking, fuck, I'm going to die here. Pumping. Then I shit myself. Then I went to the gym to do a push-up. I had to be rock bottom in order to get better. And it just takes time.
100%, bro. Well, thank you very much for coming on, bro.
No
Appreciate
problem,
that.
Thank you very much.